Hello everyone, welcome to another Versus video. I am BBD alongside
CVM.
And we are going to be battling with some new cons cards. Esper Control here versus...
Temur Monsters.
Monsters?
Rawr.
You? What?
Never.
Yeah.
I've never casted Polukranos in my life.
Says the bearded man. So let's go ahead and see who gets to go first using...
Basic land game.
The basic land game. So, I was victorious the last time we did the basic land game. So I'm gonna get to select a land and see if Mr. VanMeter can figure out the land that I'm gonna choose. Yeah, I don't think I want that one.
Man, you're gonna switch it up. I had the lock on that one. I don't know what this one is. Swamp. Mountain.
It's a mountain.
I'll go first.
All right. Lucky.
All right. All right. Well, our hand only has one land in it and no Elvish Mystic, so I will mulligan. Now, if I had a second land, I would keep this because I do have a Rattleclaw Mystic, but I can't just play with one land.
All right. Well, this hand has a lot of early disruption, so I'm going to keep it, even though we are missing a color of mana. We are going to hopefully draw that color in time to cast these cards.
All right, we're back looking at 6. Oh, none of those are land. Well, we got a couple, so I'll keep.
Okay.
And I'll play a forest and pass.
Ooh, the old forest pass. Whenever they jam a forest, I'm always afraid of what could come. I'm going to go Urborg into Thoughtseize.
Well, that sucks, because I have 3 Knuckle Blades and a Mystic.
I guess I'll take the Rattleclaw Mystic and try to keep this Knuckle Bone off of his Knuckle Blades. You're up.
Man, Thoughtseize is a fun card, right? I'll take a Bivouac.
You probably will draw one.
Go ahead.
All right, there's a mountain. Ooh, that was a good draw. That was exactly what the doctor ordered. I'm going to fire off a Thoughtseize before I play the Scryland.
Well, I drew a Polukranos.
All right, well... I'll take one of your knuckle bones. So you got 2 knuckles and 1 Paluk. I'm at 16. And I'm going to go ahead and scry, and I think we bottom that. I don't think we need that one. So if it was a flooded strand, I'd probably keep it, but you're up.
Go.
All right. Draw. Play a polluted delta and say go.
Go.
All right. Go ahead and draw again. Temple of Enlightenment, scry. I don't need any more lands, so bottom that. You're up.
Elvish Mystic.
Elvish Mystic. Yep, that's fine.
Go.
And I could fetch here, but I don't think I need to fetch yet, so. Alright, well, we're continue to draw in lands. I'm definitely going to keep that. I definitely want to have that, access to that, so you're up.
Courser of Krufix.
Yeah, that's fine.
Your turn.
Alright. Draw. I'll scry again. And I think I actually keep this, even though I'm at a semi-low life total. And then I'm going to... I can tap this fetch land for black since I have Urborg. So, go ahead and end all hostilities and pass the turn. And he's just going to cast an Elvish Mystic.
Yep.
It's a strong line. See if it pays off. I guess I will cast... Start things off with a Divination. See what we draw off of that. Alright. And I'll Thoughtseize you.
This is a Sarkhan.
Sarkhan? Okay, I'll take the Courser. So I'm at 14, and I'll pass to you. Plays a morph creature.
A morph.
Alright, that's fine.
Your
I'll
turn.
kill it with Hero's Downfall. It's a Rattleclaw Mystic. Surprise, surprise. Alright, draw. Scry. I'll keep that on top, and we'll fire off yet another Thoughtseize.
All the same cards you knew about.
Yep. I'll go ahead and take your Pelucranos. And you're up. You're at
19.
19. Yeah, it resolves.
I'll attack.
I'm at 11.
Go.
I'll utter end your guy. So he is exiled. I'll draw and say go.
You have 2 cards?
I do. I will dissolve it. I'll scry to the bottom.
Attack.
10.
Go.
There he is. Prognasty Sphinx. You're
Sure.
up. You need to draw some sort of threat eventually.
Go.
Alright. Draw. That is also a good one. I'll attack with a Sphinx and I get to scry 3. I think we just keep these 2 on top and bottom this. Alright, so you're at 16.
Should it be 3, so I should go to 15?
Okay. I guess you
I
should
used this
use
twice.
the pain land twice. Just say go.
I'll fetch.
Alright, you're at 14.
I'll try and cast my Sarkon.
I will dissolve it.
Good.
And here, we'll draw. And I think that I just go ahead and cast. I think I'm actually going to leave Prognostic Sphinx back on defense in case he has Dragon. And since I already know the top card of my library is something I probably want to draw, so I'll just cast an Elspeth and make 3 soldiers. And I'll say go. And if he plays something that makes me not want to draw this top card, I can also just fetch Polluted Delta to shuffle my deck.
For 5.
Alright, Elspeth's down.
Go ahead.
I still want to draw the top card, so I'll untap and draw. And I think I'll start things off with a Divination. Draw 2. And then, let's see. I'll cast an Ashiok and +2. So exile 3 cards. And none of them are creatures. So here, let's see. I think that I want to keep the Sphinx still on defense. So I guess I'll scry and see what my scry is. I'll put that on the bottom. I don't know, maybe I can afford one attack with Prognostic Sphinx. You have one card in hand.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll get greedy here and I'll swing. So I scry 3. 1, 2, 3. I don't think I want this because I have a better board than he does. And I don't want a second one of these, so I'm going to bottom both of these. And I'm going to leave this on top, though. This is very good right here.
Go to 9.
So you're at 9. And you're up. So if he has some sort of dragon here, he does get to hit me, but... Get 8.
I'll give him haste and I'll attack you.
I'll throw the soldier under the bus.
Yep. Go ahead.
Alright. So draw the card we knew we were going to draw. I'll plus Ashiok again.
Bivouac, Bivouac, Polukranos.
Hey, Big Daddy. So we can play Polukranos next turn. I really wish I had Sphinx's Revelation in my deck. Things would be a lot different. Let's see.
Yeah, like even though I just like on a mulligan and get Thoughtseize 4 times, I feel like I had chances to win this game up until you played the Elspeth.
Yeah, yeah. It's like because I just didn't draw a threat forever, so.
Well, but you don't have Rev in your deck, so you have to rely on like actual threats.
Yeah.
And even then, like, Sphinx like doesn't close games very quickly. Yeah.
I guess we'll attack for 4 and scry 3. Okay, well, this should hopefully lock up the game, and I'm probably going to keep this in case it doesn't. Or actually, I don't need to keep this, so we'll bottom this, but I'll keep this one on top. Alright, so you go to 4.
I don't know if I want to block that soldier or not. Yeah, I'll go to 4.
Okay. And I'll say go. One thing to notice, I don't really want to crack these fetches ever because I've scryed like 10 or terrible cards to the bottom of my deck.
Like Oborg's awesome and let you, like you can actually just keep using mana.
Yeah.
Man, I'm actually so close to killing you. It's disgusting.
I believe it. You have a second Crater's Claws in your hand? That would be a lot of damage.
Yeah, that doesn't really work. Alright, well, we'll go to combat.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll attack like that.
I'll block Savage Knuckleblade.
Yep. Just take one.
I've taken 1 point. I'm at 9.
I'll pass.
Alright, draw. Let's use it 7. Let's put Plukernis into play. If I had a Mana Confluence, that would be pretty gas. Maybe I should have Mana Confluence. I should probably have 1 in this deck just for value. I'll go to combat.
In your combat step, before you declare attackers, I'll cast Temur Charm. And we'll try and fight here.
I will downfall your guy in response.
And I'm dead. Alright, we're back for the second game. I'll be on the play again. Hopefully we'll get a keepable 7. It's not looking like it. I mean... Yeah, I just can't keep... Like, I have 2 lands, but just literally nothing else.
Alright, well, this hand's a little awkward with the mana, because we have these as our lands and these as our spells, but we have this and this, so I'm going to go ahead and keep on the power of those cards. How many lands do you have? 24?
24. So get this one, will be 6 lands.
5 lands, Crater's Claws.
You ready? Alright, we're back on our mulligan to 6. Very close to what I called before I actually looked at my hand, but I'll keep.
Okay.
I'll scry. And... I feel like this guy is just going to be dead, so I'm going to ship that. As good as the card is, it'll be stuck in my hand.
Alright. I'm going to go ahead and scry. And
oh my god, I'm not getting Thoughtseize.
think that... I think since we don't have any of this type of card, I actually have to keep this on top. So, you're up.
Right on time.
Rattleclaw?
Yep, Mystic, go ahead.
That's pretty good. Alright, now I'm going to Thoughtseize you.
Well, I have a Knuckleblade, a Mystic, and 2 lands.
Alright, well, I'll take the Knuckleblade. So, Mystic, Forest, Confluence.
Yep.
And I'm at 18, and I'll scry, and... I am tempted to keep this, but I think that since our mana's so bad, I have to bottom it. You're up. 16.
Go ahead.
Alright, things are getting mystical over here.
Definitely wishing I had kept the card I scried to the bottom, but oh well.
I guess we just hope he doesn't draw something sweet, and all divination. Go.
Something sweet. That is not sweet. 4.
12.
Your turn.
I'm going to get mana dorked to death.
Just the complete opposite of my first hand and last game. Magic the Gathering.
Alright, scry. And I think I bottom that. Yeah, I'll go ahead and bottom that. You're up.
Alright. Sarkon the Dragon Speaker.
Alright, anything but Sarkon. Go to 8.
I'll pass. Are hostilities ending?
They are ending. I'm going to Wrath a bunch of mana dorks away. Say go.
We just had like 5 turns to draw an actual threat, and it's on the bottom of my deck. Oh, that's cute.
So you take 1.
Yep. 5
I'm
or
at 4.
4. Go ahead.
Alright. Maybe I shouldn't have bottomed that swamp. But oh well. Hero's Downfall, your guy. Go. Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah. There's just my scry on turn 1 was a Storm Breath Dragon because my hand was nowhere near being able to cast it.
Gotcha. Oh man. I think I have to. This is a riskier line, but I think I gotta get old Ashiok out here and try to get some business going. So I'll exile 3. No.
Perfect.
Wow. Okay. Those are the 3 that we wanted him to draw. You're up.
Combat.
Sure.
You.
Okay. I'm at 2.
Go.
All right. We're still in this.
This is
Question.
real funny.
So if he has Temur Charm in his hand, I don't want to blow this yet because he can just counter it. So we're going to wait. And I don't want to fetch an island with this because I kind of want to keep drawing lands. So, all right, there's a land. Oh, plus Ashiok. There he is. All right, we got one. We got something for next turn. And I'm going to go ahead and Murderous Cut your guy. You're up.
Go.
Alright. Time to put him on a 4-turn clock. There's an Urborg. So put Pelucranos into play. And then this might be a mistake. I'm going to hope it's not a mistake. But I'm going to cast Ashiok, number 2, and plus it again. Alright, Dragon. You're up.
I'll go to 18. This game is so different had I just not described that dragon to the bottom. Although it would have been in my hand when you thought seized me. I'm sure you would have took it over the Knuckle Blade.
Because I can just wrap the Knuckle Blade. Though I would have been dead to the Sarkin probably.
Yeah. Alright, draw.
So you take 1?
Yep.
17. Well, he can give it haste, and he can bash through my Pelucranos. So I'm going to go down to 1 life and dissolve it. And I get to scry. And I'll keep it.
Go ahead.
Alright, so let's start things off with divination. It's pretty mediocre. Put Storm Breath into play.
Yep.
Get in there for 9.
8.
Go. Dissolve.
Damage.
Alright, we are back for sideboarding. For myself, I want to bring in the old Ruthless Ripper, who I'm hoping will be able to rip apart CVM's plan of knuckle boning me. And I want to bring in a Faded Retribution to kill planeswalkers and creatures, and then it seems like I felt playing this deck that I'm just not drawing enough cards. Like I'm just like 1-for-1ing you and hoping I draw divinations, or that like Ashiok gets me some card advantage. So I want the second copy of Jace's Ingenuity in this matchup. It just feels like I just need to draw more cards. Feels like I have plenty of removal for your guys. I just need to not run out of it. Nyx Fleece Ram, not that great against this deck. It doesn't really, his guys get too big for the Ram to really deal with. And then End Hostilities has been a little awkward in the 2 games that we've played. It really hasn't been as good as I was hoping it would be, so I'm going to cut down on 1, which I think is fine because I have so much spot removal and I'm bringing in Faded Retribution. I think it's okay to cut down on 1. And then likewise on the draw, I'm going to cut down on a Dissolve and an Ashiok because they're much better on the play than the draw.
Fair. For myself, I'm bringing in another Xenagos and a Chronos, as they're good against control decks, and then 2 Adamant Negations just to see how they play against cards like Dissolve and things like that. Cutting 2 Crater's Claws, as I just don't, it's just a fireball here and I don't really want it. A Courser and a Caryatid, so they just kind of gets caught up in these sweepers, and I don't think I need the 9 mana accelerants here. I think 8 is enough.
Okay.
I'll keep.
Alright, this hand's pretty slow, so we could definitely get run over, but I'm going to try it. So,
Forest Elvish Mystic.
Alright, well that was the worst possible start, so I'm going to go ahead and scry, and I guess I keep that. You're up.
Good. I think this is the right play, rather than just casting it and attacking for 1.
Well, things are going to get real next turn, I guess. So I'll just scry again. I'm going to keep that, and hopefully that will eventually get us there. Go.
Okay, so how much mana can I generate here? So this gives me 3, 4.
You have access to
3,
6
4.
if you have an untapped land.
Yeah. So I don't think that I can play both of these. So I can, it's 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and play that. I feel like I probably just want to get this in play now.
Okay.
3, 4, 5.
You're at 18. I'm at
Check
14.
for 6. Go ahead.
Alright. Well, here's Downfall, Stormbat Dragon. Let's kill that thing right now. You're up. Okay.
Got a 17. We'll make a Satyr and attack for 4.
I'm at 10.
And I'll pass.
Well, things are looking a little grim over here. I'll downfall your Xenagos, but I am facing a lot of damage. I have to bottom that. You're up. Yep.
15. 7.
At 3.
Go.
Alright, well, if he has stone nothing in his hand, he can maybe win.
And
so.
hostilities.
Yeah, I'm going to wrath you. Go.
Well, I currently can't kill you.
Perfect. I'm at 1.
Go.
Alright, Elspeth, keep me alive. 3 soldiers, you're up.
And I drew a dragon.
Alright, I'm dead.
But I think I can still, if I play, like, so if I morph here, this gives me 3, 4, I can play this 2, and I can kill 2 tokens and attack.
Yeah.
And so I think that the Polychronos can still kill you, but sometimes you just draw a dragon. So as opposed to the first 2 games, that shows what happens when this deck can actually play an Elvish Mystic on turn 1 and not get Thoughtseize.
Yeah, when you, I mean, like, that hand is just, like, unbeatable, like, for pretty much any deck.
For a lot of decks, yes.
Yeah, when you just have, like, ramp out into, like, threat, it's just, yeah. Yep. Alright, this hand is slow, but I'm going to keep it.
I'll keep as well.
Alright, I'm always want to lead with a black scry land in case I draw a Thoughtseize. So scry, I'm going to bottom that because I already have it and I need lands, so you're up.
I'll get a forest and play an Elvish Mystic.
Alright, that's bad. Anytime they lead with Elvish Mystic's like the worst possible. Alright, scry
It's not as scary as you think unless I happen to draw something awesome.
and bottom again because I still
And
need
that
lands.
was like 100% wrong on my half, by the way. I should not have fetched there.
Okay, you're up.
Well, yeah, I shouldn't have fetched. This goes back in here.
Okay, so you're at 19.
Yes, I'm still at 19. Like it's the same thing, but I can cast Knuckleblade on 2 if I draw him.
Yeah.
Like getting a forest just completely stops me from casting Knuckleblade. Because now I can like get a mountain if I need to with the fetch land.
Go.
And you bottomed or topped this guy?
Bottom.
Well, we did not draw Knuckleblade. We'll scry. And I think this is probably fine. Bash.
19.
And I'll pass.
Alright, Dak. Well, that's a land. Not the one I wanted, but and we're going to bottom that too. We are still hoping to just draw lands. Go. Really wish that was an untapped land. If we could have played this,
play
I
your
would have.
Ashiok?
Yeah, I would have completely
Yeah,
changed
Ashiok
the
on this
game.
board would have been very good.
I think would have pretty much ended the game with how good my hand is, but. Alright, 18.
Go.
I feel like I'm going to get Temur Charmed. But yeah, I think that I'm fine to just actually, I'm just going to scry, bottom that too. Just try to draw a land here every turn. Fortunately, we're bottoming good cards, but I just need to draw lands. I'm just going to pass the turn because I feel like I'm just going to get Temur Charmed. So
18.
he's just going to counter.
And I also can counter with adamant negation as well.
True. He can counter whatever I play and then play his own thing, which seems bad for me.
Okay. So here I have to decide if I want to start down this line. Which does turn on dissolves. Second.
Okay. It resolves.
Oh, +1.
I'll respond to the +1 with downfall.
Yep. It's really awkward that that actually works.
Yeah, you have to respond to the ability because once he's a creature, he's indestructible.
Go ahead.
If you can get him before he becomes a creature, draw. So here, I kind of want to play this, but I think that it's better to just cast Divination. So I'm going to cast Divination. Go.
Oh, that's bad.
Still missed on lands.
To 5.
I'm at 13.
Good.
Come on, land. Nope. And that's unfortunate. Just not catching a break on this one. Well, I'm going to Murderous Cut. So it costs 3. This Stormbreath Dragon. Get old Jack the Ruthless Ripper out there.
Rip it up.
Would have been very nice to have had lands so we could cast like these or this or a number of other cards. But yep.
Plus and attack you.
I'm at 9.
Go.
Draw. Oh, that's gross. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to use this or this. This uses our mana better, but it's just a more powerful card. So it might be better to save it.
If you're thinking between Downfall and Utter End, Downfall can kill Dragon, but Utter End cannot.
No, it's Banishing Light and Utter End.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Neither of them
can kill Dragon.
Neither of them kill Dragon. Alright, I think I'll play the Banishing Light and preserve a mana and say go. Murderous Cut's been real good.
Yeah, Cut's real good.
There he is.
Send everything.
Alright, I'll block the Radical Mystic, take 5, go to 4.
Your turn.
Alright. Dead. Do you have the counter spell?
No, I
Just
didn't.
had another dragon?
Yeah, just like at the time when you were like, oh, I think I'm gonna get Temur Charmed, my hand is like double dragon, double Sarkin. And I'm like, oh man, he needs to not cast something here and give me a turn to break serve.
Either way, I can downfall into turn, but
yeah.
Well, we have every expensive card in our deck in one land, so I'm gonna mulligan.
What? You're mulliganing?
Yeah.
That doesn't happen. Especially when I have a hand that I can actually keep. I'm not terribly happy, but I'm not gonna send it back.
I could cast 2 spells off of my one land, but alright, I am back for 6. Come on. Alright, this one's fine, so I'll scry and keep it. You're up.
Go. No Elvish Mystic.
Alright, lucky me. I'll cast the old Ruthless Ripper. You're up.
Yep. He's ruthless and toothless.
He's looking to do some ripping.
Mystic. Go.
Sure. Oh, that was a good draw. Made an island. And I'm going to cast Ashiok.
Yeah, that's a very good draw.
And let's hope our Ashiok does some work here.
Yeah, like not really having any way to interact with Ashiok sucks.
You can still just play a bunch of big things and beat me that way, but Alright. Alright. We got a dragon and a Pelucranos. You're up.
Well, we have a couple different options here. Yeah, 4 cards.
I do.
And I'm sure they all just kill creatures too. Go to 19. I think I just have to cast Pelucranos here and hope for the best. Go.
Okay. So I can put in Dragon and kill my Ashiok, or I can put in a Pelucranos and keep my Ashiok around. But I don't know that Pelucranos is actually that good on this board because I can't Monstrous it, and if he like Monstrous his, I guess there's no real way he can Monstrous his. I guess he could like Monstrous his for 1 on my Pelucranos, and then the next turn he has a 6/6 to my 5/5. Maybe I'm supposed to just plus Ashiok again. I don't know. And then sit on this. Could also cast Divination first and figure out from there. This is tough to say. I like Dragon because it kills his, like if he plays like a Xenaghost, Dragon can kill a Xenaghost, whereas Pelucranos really can't. So I think that I'm just gonna put in Dragon. I'm gonna be on the Dragon plan, and I'm gonna attack with it too.
15.
5 cards.
Yeah, 5.
I'll Divination. Go.
Okay. You have 4?
Yep.
Alright, well this was what I think is the best case scenario for us, so... I'll take 1.
Yeah, 14.
+1/+1 fight.
Sure. I got a 17.
Go.
Sure. $16. You're up. This should probably be in your
Oh, yeah.
graveyard.
I'll check.
I think I'm going to just trade with the Rattleclaw Mystic. Go to 15. Sucks to trade with the mana guy like that, but
13. I'll play a Knuckle Blade.
I'll dissolve it. Scry. The reason to dissolve it is because I'm trying to hit my land drops, so.
I'll pass.
Which I did.
Lucky.
You're up. Xenagos resolves.
Make a satyr.
Yep.
3.
I go to 12.
I'll pass.
Ingenuity.
Lucky. That's a good card.
It is a good card. That was an awkward series of draws, though. Draw. Man. I'm going to take a lot of damage this game. I might just die to it. Thoughtseize you.
Oh, that sucks.
Alright, so. Get rid of that dragon.
Do you still Thoughtseize if I only have 1 card there?
Probably.
Okay.
Um.
It's like I could have just played the land that turn, and I didn't.
Yeah. Vanishing Light, Xenagos, you're up.
Alright, we need a threat. I'll go to combat.
Yeah.
We're gonna get cut.
You can attack, yeah. I think I have to take 1 and cut that guy. So I go to 9, then 8. Sure.
Play my land since you know it.
Yep. Draw. Divination.
Yep.
Didn't get there.
Like you have 1 of these, so I didn't bring in any
Go.
enchantment removal, and you just like had it the last 2 games. It's like, oh man. Alright.
Alright, if you draw a threat, I think I'm just dead, but. Yep.
That is a threat.
5. 3.
Go.
Yeah, you can't win. I have all these cards, I just can't hit my land drops, so.
Ouch. Oh, you also just have like, you're stuck on black mana too?
Yeah.
Man, an Urborg would have been real nice.
Yeah.
Jeez. Urborg would have turned that entire hand on.
Like, I needed a divination into a land, and that came into play untapped, and it just didn't happen.
Yeah.
Or you to just, like, brick it for a turn. Alright, so that was our first battle with some Cons of Tarkir cards. Knuckle versus Ripper.
Yeah.
Dual deck coming out next time. It was interesting. I mean...
Definitely was. I learned quite a few things. From my side, Elvish Mystic is still very good.
Yeah, it's just like the best card.
Knuckleblade is, I don't want to say overrated, because I haven't played it against creatures yet, but here in the control matchup, it did not seem very good.
Yeah.
Like, I would have much rather had it be just like Goblin Rabblemaster. It's easier to cast, you know, more reliable to get into play, immediately threatens your opponent without having to, you know, commit more resources to it, like mana. So, I don't know. So far, the verdict on Knuckle Ripper is not as excited as I was, but I'm still going to keep trying.
Okay.
I also felt like playing against Esper, knowing they don't have Sphinx's Revelation, is a lot different than before. Like, I felt like I had some time to play around things and pace myself, and not just have to hope you don't have answers before you can cast Rev.
Yeah. Yeah, this deck was like, it had a lot of good cards in it, and the games where it clicked, it was like good, but I just had a lot of like land issues in a lot of games where like I just wasn't drawing the land, like I just wasn't drawing the right lands, or I wasn't drawing lands like well enough, and I don't really have any way to catch back up from that. So I don't know, it was a little awkward. Like, maybe having that many basics is bad.
Yeah, maybe
Games where I had Urborg were so much different than games where I didn't.
yeah, like maybe you want a second Urborg as a 27th land.
Maybe.
And it might just be worth playing some of the new refuges, like as ways to help with your mana and gain life, since you're fetching in Thought Season as well.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think that a temple is probably still better, but
Like you already have 12 temples, right? So.
yeah, I don't want to play more than 12 lands that come into play tapped.
Mm.
Like, I mean, it was already a liability in a lot of cases. Like there were a lot of games like where I could have just jammed Ashiok into an empty board and I drew a temple instead of an untapped land, and it was just like, if that was an untapped land, I probably would have ended the game or whatever.
Yeah.
So I mean, Ashiok was really good in this matchup. It seemed like.
Yeah, Ashiok it's surprisingly good against the monsters decks. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't see a lot of play, so you don't hear about it very often.
I mean,
But like the times that it gets cast against me when I'm playing Jund monsters, it's just like, all right, well, I have to answer this now or it's game over.
I mean, it's just really miserable in a lot of matchups. But like, it's very good against like the coarser monster style decks, which is like, and I was unfortunate that I never hit a courser off it. I was a little disappointed by that. Like hitting a courser
Would have been very nice.
would have really like accelerated my deck a lot. But yeah, I think that Ashiok might be pretty good if people are playing these kinds of decks. Trying to think, Murderous Cut was absurd.
Yeah, that card is very good.
It was really good. So I think that Murderous Cut's like definitely going to be one of the best cards. Removal spells in Standard.
Yeah, it's very, very good. Definitely makes me want to play it alongside like Satyr Wayfinder and Commune with the Gods.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. End Hostilities was kind of bad.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be very good. Like, the easiest comparison I can make to it is Hallowed Burial.
Yeah.
And like in that format there was Persist, so it was actually relevant. But here, like,
I mean, there's like
there's
Bestow.
not very many Bestow cards being played.
Yeah.
That might change because I feel like Mogus's Warhound is going to see more play. Eidolon of Countless Battles is going to see more play. Boon Satyr is going to continue to see play. So like we're still going to have those Bestow cards, but I feel like it's going to be few and far between where it's relevant.
Yeah, I think Boon Satyr actually stock goes up so much with the Temur mechanic of Ferocity.
Yeah, like I definitely, like after playing with this deck, I feel like if you're going to be Temur, like the Charm is awesome, and I want to play it with Courser, or not Courser, but Prophet of Crufix. So like it gives you the ability to fight and have the counterspell mana available on your opponent's turn, and you can still flash in your creatures. Like I feel like Prophet of Crufix is very, very good with a lot of the Temur cards.
I mean, that makes sense. Like, you're all about big creatures and like tempo type game, and it's like a free 2/3 that lets you just gain so much mana in subsequent turns.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I was very impressed with the Charm and like the different things that I could do with it. Like there was one turn, like when you like played your Elspeth, and then I killed it, and then like the following turn you like attacked me or whatever. Like I could charm so that you couldn't block, and pump my guy and attack you, and could only do 8 points of damage.
Yeah.
So it's just like.
I mean, I did have the Hero's Downfall, so it wouldn't have mattered, but like it did give you a chance to
yeah,
win.
it's like, wow,
yeah.
like I could actually kill him if he has nothing here.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely really, really am impressed with Temur Charm. Very much.
Yeah, I was most impressed with Ripper. No, he was okay. I mean, he did his job, but
I definitely like it as an option against the Blue Chronos decks.
yeah, Murderous Cut was really good. The 4-mana Vindicate was okay. I mean, I don't know. It was kind of expensive. Like, it might just be like, it is nice they can get rid of like a Xenaghost or whatever, but it might just be better as can't think of the card, the one that has Strive.
Silence the Believers.
Silence the Believers, yeah. It might end up being better as Silence the Believers because you can Strive it later in the game.
And it hits Dragon.
Yeah, and Silence kills Dragon,
which
too.
I think is going to be relevant. Like, Dragon is still very, very good.
Yeah, Dragon's still super annoying. Thoughtseize is really good, by the way.
Yeah, it's a good Magic card.
So,
so my thoughts on this after seeing it in action and playing against it, without Sphinx's Revelation, I think you have to take a much more Shaheen Sarani approach towards Esper and just be aggressive.
Yeah.
Like, I think that if you have like this shell of deck and you're just like jamming like Brimazes and stuff like that, I think it's probably going to give you a little bit of a better chance, as opposed to, like you said, you felt like you were just hoping to draw divinations because you would just 1-for-1 against a deck that's just full of threats.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ashiok's a good proactive card too.
Yeah, Ashiok and Brimaz seem like they'd be very good together.
Yeah, so maybe like 4 Thoughtseize and like 4 like Bioblight or something, like just something early to kill like mana dorks, and then followed up with like an Ashiok or a Brimaz or something. Like I considered Brimaz, but like I was kind of blue, black, splash, white. So another thing too that I was actually thinking about putting in my sideboard and I completely forgot was Master of Waves. Could actually be pretty good in a deck like this. Like I have Prognostic Sphinx and Ashiok, and I could even just as it by itself, it's like still really good against mono red.
Yeah, it's just a Huntmaster of the Fells, right?
Yeah.
There's just 2 creatures for 4 mana.
So I mean that's another option too. So.
Absolutely. So as far as the mana went, like I know both of us had some trouble actually drawing lands in some of the games.
Yeah.
But in the games where you were drawing your lands, did you feel like you were hampered on the spells that you could cast, or did you think that you had like a good mix of colors, or was it just that Urborg overperformed and that's where it needs to be?
I was definitely getting hampered. Like I had situations where I had like 2 Dissolves in hand and 7 mana, and I could only cast 1. Or like that last game, I had 3 Heroes Downfalls and I could only cast 1. I think that maybe the deck should just be 2 color.
Okay.
Like I felt like End Hostilities just wasn't very good, so maybe it's just supposed to be blue black, and you're supposed to play like Thoughtseize, Bioblight.
And you Drown in Sorrow.
You play Drown in Sorrow. Silence the Believers. I keep wanting to say Sever the Bloodline. Silence the Believers, Ashiok, etc. Prognostic Sphinx. You just have to don't play Elspeth. You don't get Elspeth and End Hostilities, but you just get a much cleaner mana base. And I feel like there's got to be some sort of creature threat that's like strong at that too. And
you also have like, since we're waiting to cast our Wrath on 5 and bridging the gap with removal spells, like there's not that much of a difference between the 5 mana White Wrath and Extinguish All Hope.
True.
The 6 mana Black Wrath. I know Arilax had that in his sideboard. His team did in their Pro Tour deck, and they said that it was awesome every time they cast it. So it could possibly just be blue black and play with that card.
Yeah, they should have reprinted Damnation.
I'm happy they didn't.
yeah, teach their own. But,
especially along with Thoughtseize, like that wouldn't have been very fun.
Sure, not in M15, but in cons after all the mono black stuff rotates out.
I would be fine with that.
Yeah. Anyway, that is our video for today. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed us battling with new decks. I'm sure that next time I'm going to have some sort of a green deck. There's a lot of awesome green cards that I was excited about. Today I wanted to try out the Esper, but it wasn't as good as I'd hoped. Maybe room for improvement there, but I don't know. Leave us some comments. Let us know what you thought. Let us know what you want to see. If there's anything sweet.
Absolutely.
There's also some pretty cool Mardu. Is that the?
I was just gonna say you're gonna be on green for next week. I'm probably gonna be on something Mardu, something aggressive. So between the time that we figured out our decks for this, and actually filmed it, there was a demon that was printed that was spoiled. That is very, very good.
Yeah.
He is Slayer of the Hordes, Butcher of the Hordes. Oh man, that card is real sweet, and you can probably expect to see one of us playing that card next week.
Yeah, there's a good chance of that. So again, for those of you not watching on StarCityGames.com, make sure you click below if you'd like to see some of our other BBD versus CVMs. Make sure you like and subscribe as well, so you can catch out more BBD versus CVM action. And make sure you'll post in those comments as we do check them out. We do read them all. So yes, we read all of them. Twice. Only once from me. I don't have enough time. I just got to see who's naughty and nice. Thanks for hanging out, guys. We'll see you next week. See you.